One thing every single VRChat player has encountered in their time playing the game is ending up in a world that's just too loud. Too many people talking all around you and finding it way too hard to focus on the people and the conversations that you're trying to have. But I have the solution for you. Earmuffs is one of the most underrated features in VRChat. This setting allows you to toggle on a resizable circle around you that will block out the sound outside of that circle partially or completely depending on how you have it set up. I use this tool virtually every time I visit public worlds, and it fixes nearly all of my VRChat problems. VRChat added it a little after the introduction of EAC late summer of 2022, and I really don't have much more to say about it. It just works. It does its job perfectly and exactly how I would expect it to. It's great, I just don't know how more people don't know about it. With that, the next segment is going to be a brief rundown on how to use this tool and what all of its settings do, because it's not very complicated, but it is very customizable. First of all you have to do to turn on this feature is go to the audio tab on the bottom and scroll down until you find earmuff mode. Clicking this button that looks like earmuffs will turn it on, and you'll know that it's on because you can see these two rings around you. The distance tab is pretty self-explanatory. The higher it is, the more range your earmuff circle has, allowing you to hear people that are further away. The outside volume is what determines how loud the people outside of the circle are. If they're at 100%, you'll hear them at the normal volume that you'd normally hear people. I always have it at 0 just because it's easier for me. The fall off circle determines how fast the people outside of your circle fall down to the outside volume that you set. So if it's very large, you'll still be able to hear them, but they'll be quieter on the very edge. I hope that makes sense. Turning off Always Show Visual Aid will make your circle disappear. This makes it so that you can't see your circle at all, which I don't personally like because sometimes I'll forget that I have earmuffs on. Including avatar audio makes it so that you can't hear people's avatar sounds outside of the circle. I like to have this on, but it's just my preference. This next one, Forward Cone, is actually very interesting to me. It shapes the circle into more of a cone the higher you have it, which is better for talking to people in front of you and not hearing the people behind you. Fall off forward shift basically just moves the fall off more forward to the front of the cone. I usually wouldn't have this on. I don't actually use the cone shape very much either way. And these last two settings are actually for if you're using the cone shape. Basically, it'll move depending on your camera or your avatar. For example, if we have a forward shape cone, it's only moving with my body and not my head. I can move my head slightly and it won't move, but if I move my body all the way around, then the shape will move. And last but not least, lock shape rotation will make it so that even if you turn around, the shape will still be facing forward, which is a really interesting thing. I haven't quite found a useful way to use this yet, but it is interesting that it's there. With that, I hope that you found this video useful, and I hope that I helped you learn about earmuffs in VRChat. Comment below if you think there's any other features in VRChat that I should cover.